Good afternoon, good people. I'm actually not going to show my face because honestly, guys, I can't see a dadgum thing this afternoon. I went to a retina specialist and unfortunately ended up getting my eyes dilated. And for those of you who have not had your eyes dilated before, you literally can't see a thing for an hour or two after the dilation. And that is truly the case with me right now, which completely sucks, but it is what it is. So if you don't see my face, that's why I don't have my camera on, but you should be able to hear my voice. And it's so funny because I've been trying to get caught up on everything that's going on. Shout out to Anonymous T for giving us the updated ratings with Love and Marriage Detroit. We should not be surprised by anything that we see as far as ratings. As I've stated before, I do believe that the audience is in a full revolt. So for as long as there aren't changes being made, I think you're going to continue to see the rating struggle across the board. Good afternoon, Sharon. How are you? So we shouldn't be surprised by that, but thank you for Anonymous T for keeping us abreast of the ratings and the details as far as that. Good afternoon, Veronica. Hi, Miss Sugar Sweet. It's interesting because I had an opportunity to kind of be in the live with giving you the real tea. Also, shout out to Tea Talk with Your Girl, who also covered that live as well. For those who may or may not know, Dr. Shanita did drop into that live yesterday while I was in the group chat, and AL was also in the group chat. There's a lot of people in that chat yesterday. And for me, I've given my thoughts about what I feel or how I feel things were handled as far as you said you missed that part about the ratings. Yeah, hey Red Ann, hey Creole Girl. I give it my thoughts about how I felt like the whole Dr. Shanita situation should have been handled. I think in this situation, anyone that comes into this arena as Mel's friend has to tread very lightly and very carefully about how they engage with the audience, because there are both perks and downsides to the connection. People are watching you very closely, and I personally just do not feel like speaking on it was the best course of action. Then there were subsequent things said that I feel like insulted the audience at large. And so now you have people withdrawing their support. And, you know, people are entitled to support who they want to support. Hey, Lori, good afternoon. But at the end of the day, I just think if you are coming in as an extension of her friend group, you have to tread very lightly and you have to be very wise about how you engage with the fan base. All that to say, again, people are allowed to support who they want to support. You cannot control people's responses. And I think for me, this is why people are so back and forth with Sunny. She has a very similar disposition with how she engages. And I think we have to give credit to where credit is due, guys. I've said this before. I'll say it again till I'm blue in the face. You cannot insult the intelligence of your audience. And I fear there's a lot of that happening right now. I think some people believe that the audience is like blind sheep, and they're not. They're smart, capable human beings that can read the room from time to time and absolutely see when things are not always what they're cracked up to be. And they can also see when you may not be as authentic as you proclaim. So I think it is very audacious of a person to cry wolf when you threw yourselves to the wolves. It's like you can't have your cake and eat it too. And I think this is why I intentionally try to make the distinction that no, my video is not on Finder Dove. I have my eyes dilated today and I can't see a dadgum thing. I can't even see straight. I can't hardly keep my eyes open. So I'm literally just talking. with no camera. So my voice is there today, but unfortunately my face is not. Once my eyes recorrect themselves after this dilation, then I'll go live with my face on. No, it's not an AI, y'all. It's me. It's me. Red. Hey, Tati. Hey, Cece. Florida Mercury. Hi, Victoria. Pamela, welcome. London, welcome. Yeah, welcome, you guys. So all that to say, hey, Bravo Addiction. All that to say, you can't insult the intelligence of your audience. People are very smart. People are very perceptive. And you can't sit here like people are just willing to always support you blindly because they may love and support Mel the way they do. And again, going back to my point, I'm always very clear to make the distinction. I am not after the millimeters. I am not campaigning for the millimeters. I simply state my opinion, and whomever is in agreement is in agreement, and whoever ain't. At the end of the day, I also have to be very wise and careful as well, because again, I'm not just any regular, degular, run-of-the-mill content creator as it relates to reality TV. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but y'all know I come out of reality TV. So the things that I say or the things that I discuss in a lot of ways are sometimes judged more harshly because of my history. And I'm completely aware of that. Some CCs may make comments and they can say whatever the heck they like. It ain't going to end up on the blog. Versus if I say it, people going to scream, right? So I'm aware of that. Hey, Sean. I'm aware of that. I'm not crazy. I'm aware of what is, again, like the odds that are stacked against me. All that to say, I try to show up authentically me and authentically as myself, and I give my opinions as I give them from my own brain and my own heart and the experiences that I've had and the life that I live. I strive to be as honest as possible. Welcome, Charlene. Welcome, Carmen. I try to be as honest, and y'all know I try to give y'all as much insight and information and reality TV education as I can, coming from behind the scenes. So I wanted to address the conversation around appearance releases. There's some back and forth about whether or not people sign releases, yada, yada, this, that, and the third. Y'all, in my entire 3 seasons of being on Love and Marriage DC, we always had to sign a release. Always. If you bring a guest to film with you, they have to sign a release. There is no way around it. There's no way around it. I don't care if you sign it 3 minutes before, 2 seconds before, 3 minutes after. You have to sign a release. In fact, they cannot run an episode with your behind in it unless they get their release signed. We've had to sign 2 and 3 releases at times just to ensure that they could run footage and they could air footage. So it don't matter when. If you signed a release, you agreed to whatever they shot being shown. Does that make sense? Whether you're a paid cast member, whether you're a participant, remember I explained to y'all about my giving the rapper a participation agreement, a participation award. He signed a participation agreement. In fact, when I first started filming Love and Marriage DC, I signed a participation agreement. It wasn't until the second season that my talent agreement changed. So I think the confusion, there should be no confusion. At the end of the day, you had to sign a release. Don't matter when it was signed. Can't no footage be aired until they have a signed agreement on file. Sometimes they do it electronically. I know if you film, I filmed on Bravo before, their releases are electronic. There's somebody on the team that's responsible that goes around to all the participants with a little iPad, and you have to read through the agreement and sign it. We were not as technology savvy. We all got pieces of paper. Sometimes that document is emailed to us. The rapper could not have gone on the cash trip with me without signing a release. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? We couldn't even get off the dang bus without signing a release. Before we got off that bus to get in the house that we stayed at for the cash trip, everybody got a document. And them documents were collected before we got off that bus. You said some subscribers and fans also need to be aware of the energy they give others. When they are met with the same energy, people get their feelings hurt. I don't disagree with you, Veronica. I don't disagree with you, Veronica. I think, you got to be mindful of that. You said, side note, on label, London looks like it was fabulous. I wouldn't expect any. No, London was incredible, phenomenal. Thank you so much, Finer Dove. You said, so if a person's face is blurred out, does that mean they didn't sign a release? Absolutely. That means they don't have permission to air them on camera. That's exactly what that means. In fact, if we film in a common area, they have to get releases from anybody that will walk through the scene. They can't just air people's likeness like that, y'all. It is a legal issue. My kids, actually, if you have minors, see, this is why the issue of the what do you call it, is the M&Ms or the 4-piece nuggets. This is why there's an issue with it being okayed about whether or not the kids film. So when you have minors, both parents have to sign the appearance release. So when my littles filmed, my minors filmed, their dad had to sign a release. I couldn't just put them on camera without his consent. It's not the way that works. When you have two parents, both parents have to be in agreement with the kids filming. If one is in disagreement, your kids can't film. Miss Sugar Sweet, thank you. Yes, the audience had to sign through an iPad. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't get around it. You don't just get to pop up and film. That's not the way it works. We always have to sign a release. And quite frankly, we pretty much signed a release every time we film because they just always wanted to make sure they dotted their I's and crossed their T's. Octavia, thank you for your Cash App. Thank you for supporting the channel. You say yes, that's why we don't see the Holtz kiss. Yep, absolutely. If my children's father didn't sign the release, they couldn't have filmed. Y'all wouldn't have saw not a hair on their head. They don't play about that, y'all. It's so much legal stuff that goes into filming these shows. We have arbitration agreements included in these contracts. You can't just, it don't work that way. So I hope that gives a little more clarity. That's a great question, Red. Does the release have an expiration date? Yes. Within the expiration date, within the release, let me see if I can pull one up for y'all. You said, I'm amazed that you can read these comments with dilated eyes. Child, I had this phone so close to my eyes, it ain't even funny. So it's blurry, but I can get through it. I wish I could pull, if I get a chance, y'all, I'll pull some of my releases and see what the language is. But if I'm not mistaken, I think most releases are good for a period of time. But even still, they have to get you to sign a release every time you film. And ladies and gents, we have 74 people in the chat. There's 32 likes. Please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that like button. Hello, Mama V. And I will tell you, thanks to the referral of someone in the chat yesterday that I said I needed to drop a t-shirt called Read the Room. I am dropping those for pre-order today. Get your Read the Room sweatshirt or t-shirt. I love a good hoodie because it's getting cold, but maybe you live in a warm climate and you can just get a t-shirt. But some people don't read the room. And I think a lot of times people just get caught up in the heat of the moment, not thinking about the consequences of what they say. We're being scrutinized every dadgum second. Y'all don't think every time I go live, if I say anything remotely related to reality TV, you don't think it's being documented? I would be a fool to think that that's not the case. I would absolutely be a fool. It's nuts. So and I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's wise to be hopping in and out of some of these chats. Because I think perception means a lot too. And I don't know, y'all. I'm very curious. Hey, Uppity. I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. But right now, there is a very thick distrust of Dr. Shanita right now. A very thick distrust. And I'm going to be honest, I understand it. And I told y'all, I'm not for or against nobody. I want to see everybody win, except the devil. Now, you full of mess, then you get what you get. But I do want to see everybody win. I think reality TV can be a great opportunity to further your platform and your brand. But you got to have some integrity and consistency about yourself. And I'm going to be honest, for me right now, it's a lot of talking out the side of the mouth for me with a number of these folks. You got to pick a lane and stay in it. And right now, it seems like we dancing in the sun and we losing sight. And it's just looking like it's a little sketchy. Hey, CC. Hey, keep shining. Because I'm going to be honest. I can appreciate Sunny starting her YouTube channel, but the way she moving right now, I'm side-eyeing as well. I just don't understand it. And I don't have any problems with her and Moses moving on. You know, people are allowed to move on. People are allowed to do what they want to do as adults. You can't control who people do and don't fall in love with, whatever, honey. You want a jailhouse rocket. You like it, I love it, you know? But at the end of the day, how she moves is a little off-putting. Hey, Eloquent. It's the double talking. 1 minute it's a testimony, another minute it's a B, another minute we're not cussing, another minute it's a F you. It's too much. Pick a lane and stay in it. And I can support somebody that's consistent in the lane they're in. It's the hip-hop and hopscotching for me. That definitely has me looking like, what is really going on? So the jury is still out. I'm telling you now. I try to be fair across the board. I try to be balanced. And I try to just give my honest opinion on the outside looking in. I told y'all I don't know none of these people personally. I want to see everybody win. But some stuff just is what it is. And but you don't use your real name. Yeah, that's something to consider. It seems to me that everybody wants to maximize the opportunity, but we don't know how to exactly maximize the opportunity. You said Mel cried to her about everything related to Marty Marr at Mel's most vulnerable time, and now you come on live and say pray for him. Did you go to Mel first about this praying? It gives hell no. See, that's the thing, that's the point I'm making, y'all. There ain't no friend of mine, whether they've been on this show or not, that would ever go live and talk about nothing personal related to me. Not one. You couldn't pay my friends to do it. I'm not even kidding. You couldn't pay my friends to do it. You couldn't pay my friends to go live and talk about not near bit of my personal business. Even if they was praying for an ex, y'all will never know. Hell, I'll never know. Excuse my French. They wouldn't even tell me if they was praying for them. But they sure as heck ain't about to go on no YouTube and Instagram live telling nobody who they praying for. We one band, one sound over here. One band, one sound. I have cut a many of people off that's been double-minded and unstable in all their ways. One band, one sound. My friends know I don't play that mess. I've cut people off for less. But if I feel like you lacking your loyalty, we can't be friends. And loyalty away from me is just as important as your loyalty in front of me. You can, and quite frankly, I trust the loyalty of you being away from me versus you being in front of my face. Anybody can be loyal in front of my face, but are you loyal when we're not together? And I just think some things you can't be off in. Just for the sake of appearances, if not for nothing else. Like the Bible says, let my yes be yes and my no be no. And if my yes is yes, you know what? Sometimes that might come at the expense of, let me shut the heck up. I'm not addressing that, y'all. I'm not speaking on that, y'all. Don't ask me no questions about that. It ain't that god dang hard. Don't nobody got that much to say. I'm telling you now. People might think I go around a mulberry bush, but I have boundaries. It's some things I won't discuss. It's some things I won't bring to the public. It's called the art of disclosure. It's an art to it. You ain't got to disclose everything, and you sure as heck ain't got to discuss everything. But I just think, again, wisdom is an underrated commodity. Yonda, I agree. You don't need permission to pray. You don't. But why do we need to know who you praying for? And especially when it comes to such a touchy subject as him. Read the room. I'm telling you, I think people got to read the room. That reading the room will help save a lot of folks from unnecessary scrutiny. Whether Sonny had dirt on Destiny or not, she didn't read the room because in and of itself, the optics was already messy. It was no way that there was going to be a mass acceptance of how she came in because of the optics. Most women at large don't agree with nothing like that. So you got to read the room. So anyway, y'all planning on being on this live on Saturday, trying to figure out this man in jail or not? I don't know if I care enough, but then a part of me is nosy, and I kind of a part of me is nosy, and I kind of want to hear what she got to say. But I'm telling you now, I'm gonna give y'all a warning on today. If I log into this live for any given amount of time, and she's word salading, I'm gonna be pissed. And I'm going to cry loud and spare not, because I don't like my face being played in either. Don't set me up to think I'm about to hear the truth from the horse's mouth. And it's just a bunch of word salad. And my thing is, it really ain't nobody business. But you volunteered to tell it. So if you volunteered to tell it, you wanted to make it for public consumption. But my thing is, let's not word salad. Don't play with it. Yes, if it's for clicks and views, y'all going to hear all of my mouth come Sunday or Monday. He said, I've heard a few CC and subscribers represent praying for Martell, but there's an issue when her friend says the same thing. You know, Veronica, that's a very valid point. I don't think it's an issue with her praying for him. But also, CC's and subscribers are not her close friend. And I think that is in and of itself the issue. I think it's fine that she pray for him and lift him up. He's standing in the much need of prayer, if you ask me. But by the same token, she is viewed as a close friend. One band, one motherfreaking sound. It really is that simple. I'm gonna tell you something that happened. I'm gonna tell y'all something that happened. God is my witness. This happened, and me and my friend had a whole conversation about this. When I broke up with the rapper, he started reaching out to one of my close friends. And if y'all remember her, she was on there as my event planner. He started reaching out to Caressa. And I told Caressa, why does he feel so comfortable reaching out to you to talk about me? Why is he reaching out to you? That don't make no sense. He knows you through me. Y'all ain't close like that. And she finally actually had to tell him to quit reaching out to her. One band, one sound. That's not okay. And some people might say, oh, well, they got cool through y'all. No, she was my friend. You didn't even know her prior to me. And you reaching out to my friend to talk about us. She actually took notes on him. That's wild. So literally, one of my other friends was like, girl, if you don't block that man, quit playing. If Winter block him, we all block him. But that's a problem. What would you need to talk to him about? What would he need to reach out to? Why does he feel so comfortable reaching out to you? That's wild. So I think that's more of the issue than anything else. It's proximity. A lot of these CCs may love and support Mel, but they're not her close friend. So the perception on the outside has nothing to do with them praying for him. I think it's her proximity to Mel. It ain't the same if my friends say they hate my boyfriend versus my sister saying they hate my boyfriend. That's problematic. And Pamela, I do agree with you that people had a lot more things to complain about than just that lady saying she was praying for him. Hey, sweet essence. Elisa, welcome. Welcome to the room. Not eloquent, what, child? That'll get you put out the friend group. My ex should not feel comfortable calling nobody close to me. And he was so slick in the way he did it, talking about he needed her help with something. You ain't never needed her help with nothing before. Just trying to see if he still had an end. He tried to pull that mess with my stylist and she shut him down. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. You got to be careful because people will reel you in the mess and you just being your normal natural self. And my stylist was like, look at here. I know you through her. Don't come to me with that mess. He was moving all sorts of foul. But if you my real friend, you should shut it down. And she might not have thought he was a bad person at all. But by the same token, it's proximity to me. It's some things you shouldn't feel comfortable doing. Hey, dear Yvette. You said right. Yeah. Hey, Brian. Hey, Lori. Well, again, CC, reading the room is important. Timing is everything. Reading the room and timing. So it just, some things ain't that. Sometimes you gotta hush. And I'm not, you're a grown person. You can say whatever you want to say. But when and how you say it matters. And it's a dragging happening because that wasn't taken into consideration. And then you popped up in a very inconspicuous live. Don't think it was lost on people in that chat. Don't think it was lost on people in that chat. Y'all don't think people be paying attention? I don't say nothing in chat that I don't mind screenshotted. Heck, I don't post nothing on social media that I don't mind getting screenshot. Hey, Jay Fuller, thank you so much. You said the Bible tells us that a pink tongue is powerful, or you better talk about it. You better talk about it. So I think it's a lot. Screenshot. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Screenshots were taken of her. Yeah, I don't think that you got to be mindful of stuff like that. Optics matter. Optics matter, y'all. These ninjas took me to task just because me and Ashley was cool. But because of the optics, people was pissed at me. People didn't have no problem with me until they hated Ashley. Once they hated Ashley, the optics of me being cool with her made people mad at me. You're not going to sit here and tell me that those optics look good. Hey, Anitra. And why they say that ladies smell like fish? It be some wild stuff said. Dear God in heaven. Well, saints, I didn't want to be before you too long. Not very uncouth. That's terrible. I don't want to be before you long. I did want to address the whole appearance release thing. It's something we deal with all the time in reality TV. I'm curious to see how things are going to shape up. Child, God bless Love and Marriage Detroit ratings. That thing is standing in need of prayer, child. And let's be clear. Don't think because them ratings is up 50,000 that that's something to be proud of. That's raggedy ratings. And for this to be what, second season? Child, that thing is needing a resuscitation, a defibrillator. That thing is on life support. You said, are you still a Commanders fan? Finer Dove, I was never a Commanders fan. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And we are amazing this season. You said their cast gives me so dry, fake, and phony. I think everybody had a pep talk, if you ask me. I think people got a pep talk. And so a lot of times, hey, black women are in the building. So I think what you're seeing is the result of people's pep talk and telling them to give this season and show up this season and bring the heat. That's what I think we're watching. But I'm telling y'all, reality TV is in as much transition as social media is. People sick of the fake and phony. They want authenticity. And let me tell y'all, again, I'm going to say it again. It's probably my third time saying it on this live. We got to quit insulting the intelligence of people. People aren't dumb. We're not dealing with robots. We're dealing with human beings. You don't think people can tell fake from real? You don't think people can tell someone being authentic or inauthentic? I get so sick of that girl mentality. That girl, y'all, that stuff was cute back when Real Housewives of Atlanta came out. Nobody walk around here talking about being that girl anymore. So the thought process of us wanting to get behind these overgrown adults being that girl, I don't want to swap places with these folks. You said my cousin played for Pittsburgh. Not why he leave us then? Well, dear Yvette, God bless your daughter. She's on a great team. The dinner scene was something out of not a Quan Mills book. And that's unfortunate. I hate the way Kim came in and acted a fool. I'm telling y'all, it's just, child. It's a lack of authenticity. It really is. And I just again, quit insulting the intelligence of your audience. People have evolved. Child, that's like me talking to my 14-year-old. Autumn had a capacity of a 40-something-year-old woman. She has great vocabulary. I can't talk to her like she's 14. She's very smart. All of my kids are. From the time they was little. You can't insult the intelligence of kids, let alone grown adults. And that's what I feel like some of these people that create this TV want to insult the intelligence of their audience, when even your audience and your viewership has evolved, which is why a lot of these storylines aren't entertaining anymore. Just be boring. And I don't know that some of these marriages and the trouble they having are authentic either. I'ma just say that. It's definitely given a little bit of staging. And I can deal with a real marriage falling apart, but don't play in my face. And I'm just sensing a dead snake in the woods. And it stank. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, before I get off here, I just want to give a thank you to my Icy Insider channel members. Thank you guys for being a member. I dropped a private video for you guys in the Icy Insider private reel, so make sure you check that out. Child, not like our reviews. You ain't lying about that. And we failed miserably. We failed miserably. That don't even hurt my feelings, child. I was a part of it, and I can tell you. Failed miserably. Because instead of giving us our own flavor, they tried to make us copycat. And I'm going to be honest, some of the personalities don't have a lot of flair either. So it had a propensity to be boring from onset. We don't have a ton of electric personalities on that show. We never had it. And I'm telling you, I'm telling you what I know. That is the only reason why I was even made to be that interested as a friend of the show. Because really, as a friend of the show, I really shouldn't have played that big a role. But when you lack some zest and some zing, that's what you get. And then this is where you get all the pomp and circumstance and people acting out of character and gassing themselves up because they knew it was boring. Instead of just people being themselves and figuring out a way to draw out the character of individual franchises. Well, sweet essence, you said it. But anyway, special thanks to my Icy Insider community. Also, like I said, please stay tuned in the community section where I'll be dropping the pre-orders for the Read the Room t-shirts. Super excited about that. Ladies, if you are interested in working with me one-on-one, make sure you check out my Grow Her Society stand store. The link is in the description. I am taking new clients for the month of October. Limited amount of y'all, but if you are needing some assistance and you are 35 and older, looking to really take your personal and professional life to the next level and can use some guidance. If you are an aspiring author looking to self-publish, and if you are looking to really just get in the thick of it, quit wasting time, quit procrastinating, and you're ready to start living the life of your dreams, creating the life of your dreams, definitely go to my stand store, book either a 30-day, a 12-week, or an hour session with me so we can get started. I'm a teacher at heart, and I love helping women just transition into the best version of themselves. I love you guys. I thank you so much for being a part of this community. Um, you said the preacher had to make the show. Now that's hilarious. Um, but I love just growing this YouTube community. Thank you guys for supporting me. It's just been so nice to have an outlet, and I can't say thank you enough for you guys just giving me an opportunity to be me, display me, share me. And, I don't know, it's just been great and very therapeutic as I've moved on to this next phase in my media career. So I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Y'all pray my strength in the Lord and that my eyesight gets unblurred. So the next time I come on this live, I can turn this camera on. Anyway, y'all have a great and glorious day. See you soon.